A podcast full of mayhem awaits with today's Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma.
And it's mayhem at Chemist Warehouse.
Stock up and save now with the Chemist Warehouse half-price cosmetic sale.
Hello. Can I read you? I was giggling earlier, and I really want to share it with you.
Yes.
I couldn't share this on the radio show because I don't know if it's appropriate. But
yay. We can do it on the potty,
we
though.
definitely do it on the podcast.
Love
I'm going to read
this.
you a news headline from the US
Love a headline.
that made me giggle. Massive semen explosion after blaze hits bull artificial insemination facility.
Bull? Okay.
So, that's at the end of the headline. Comma, firefighters forced to dodge projectiles.
No.
Exploding
Exploding bull semen.
Semen.
Going everywhere.
Oh,
Who tortures a bull
God.
semen factory? And
No.
also, I didn't know there's a bull semen factory. I didn't think that was a thing.
well, no, but they have to keep, like,
Yeah, but
populating.
a whole factory's worth. I thought maybe a room.
No. Can you imagine just being the firefighters?
That's
Go
disgusting.
round to the cum factory.
Ah!
Something caught fire in it, and it caught, and then it because they're in vats.
Are they flammable? Are they?
No, but
No,
I mean,
the vats
there's
exploded.
Yeah, the vats,
And then
because
the
they're pressurized, it'd be full of semen.
Bull jizz
and
went
so
everywhere.
then when it's lit, they've started going like exploding, and then the.
This story sounds like bull jizz, just quickly. Well, that's not covered on this podcast, but do your own research and
Get back to us.
Yeah. Send us a message. I don't know. All right, enjoy the podcast. Jim M. Yesterday, we met our first $50,000 couple courtroom plaintiff and defendant, Eliza and Tom. Now, if you don't know what happened, here is how it was all revealed to us yesterday.
Yesterday, we met our first couple to enter the 50K couple courtroom. Eliza.
Hi, my name's Eliza and I'm 32 years old. I'm a practice manager. Tom and I have been together for 2.5 years. We're engaged to be married and I'm obsessed with our 3 sausage dogs, Luna, Frankie and Harley.
And Tom.
Hi, my name's Tom. I'm a 30-year-old plumber from Sydney. I'm Eliza's other half. We met through mutual friends, Brittany and Anthony. I popped the question last year in Paris, France.
So romantic. But that's where the romance ends. And the troubles begin as Eliza and Tom are currently arguing over having a shared bank account. Eliza shared her opening argument.
So my argument is that Tom and I are engaged and we're getting married next year. So naturally I feel like we should have a shared bank account. We do so much together already, like we'll go to the shops and we'll buy things and that's like, it's just easier to keep track of.
And then Tom brought his forward to the court.
I'm the breadwinner. I like my independence and I think it's important to have your own sort of thing. Every person who works real hard should keep your own independence. It's your money.
But is there anything you want to say to defend yourself? Why you think it's a good idea to have a joint bank account, Liz?
Okay, what about when we have kids?
Okay, so you're thinking there's a long-term gain here, Eliza.
Yeah, like we're getting married, I hope so.
Yeah, we just have a kids account.
Solved.
There you go, sorry. It's over.
Eliza is starting to question if there is another motive behind Tom not wanting a shared account.
Well, I'm like, is there a secret behind, why does he not want to do the shared bank account?
And time is running out.
Currently, they've got a wedding coming up. If they do not sort this argument out, there may not be a wedding.
He's just not into it.
There you go, our first contestants, Tom and Eliza. Should they be sharing their bank accounts? I mean, Jim, you and I were talking about it the other day. I don't think you need to rush into that stuff. I don't think you need to rush into sharing the bank accounts.
Well, no, you can
straight away.
I think we were chatting to Shawnee B as well.
Yeah.
Who's on after us, who's the king of spending.
Yeah, he loves to spend.
He's got a new outfit every day.
Yeah.
But also he's in a loving, committed relationship.
Yeah.
So he's still spending all of his money and his partner still loves him. You can have those joint accounts for, for holidays or for, raising the kids or putting money away, stuff like that.
Well, me and my wife, we've been together for 10 years, married for just over a year. We didn't get a joint bank account until last year, until we bought a property.
Yeah. Me and my
First
husband
time
were
we
the
did it.
same.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we're all creatures of what we've seen our parents do, right? So when Enz and I got married, I was like, should we get a joint bank account? He goes, no.
Yeah.
I go, but my mum and dad have a joint bank account. He goes, so? We don't have to do the
Who
same
cares?
thing. But he was very hesitant. And I was like, What are you hiding from me?
See,
Why don't you want to
we're
share a
not
bank
hiding.
account?
We used to use Splitwise, which is so good. Anytime there's an app, and anytime you buy something for
Yeah.
the both of you, put in Splitwise and you
I went
even it
holidays
afterwards.
recently in Japan. Fortunately, I haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, but we just use...
One day we'll give you a show to talk
Thanks,
about
thanks.
it.
Just a podcast, maybe. Jimmy's Japan trip. Only on listener. We just use Splitwise.
Yeah.
Chuck everything in there, and then at the end of the trip, you know what you owe. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, that was the
Still
only
ways to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing is my wife is always big on the admin, so she would pay a lot of the bills.
Yes, same.
And then at the end, I would owe her a lot of money.
Yeah.
And accidentally delete the app and go, sorry, we should get joint bank accounts.
You get so pissy. You'd be like, when we all threw a slip together, you'd be like, Meg, why do I owe you all this money? Because I've paid all the bills, Nathan.
So both sides of the argument have been heard, Jim, but this is a week-long case, which means there's some important things that we still need to do.
Yeah, we've got a very exciting guest on the line. Nathan, round of applause ready. Round of applause ready for award-winning, retired financial advisor, best-selling author, host of the podcast She's on the Money, which I believe is the number one finance podcast in Australia.
Wow.
Maybe the world, maybe the universe. I don't know.
Definitely in Australia.
Okay.
The perfect expert witness, by
Yes.
the way.
The founder, managing director of Zeller Money, and also married with a son, because there were some allegations around maybe they need the joint account for further down the line while having children.
Yes.
Please welcome to the show, Victoria
Devine.
To the
What an intro, guys. I am very excited to get up on this stand.
welcome to the stand. Welcome to our
Thank you.
$50,000 couple courtroom, Victoria. I guess first things first. What are the benefits, and why would you have a joint bank account? Why is this something that Eliza wants?
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, it builds a financial partnership. A joint account can help you start thinking as a team financially, especially if you're heading into a marriage. And obviously, nobody, from my perspective, gets married with the intention of getting a divorce. So are we not planning on building a future together? And that would include financials, right? So then it's obviously easier for shared budgeting, like you could pay your rent or your bills or even wedding costs and groceries from one place, which I think makes things less stressful, less admin. Like we're not having a conversation every second day. Oh, can you just transfer me $50? I paid, electricity.
Fun little messages.
Yeah,
Hey,
keep some
love you, transfer
communication,
me.
Victoria. You know what I mean? Keep some
I
talking.
can't be bothered. Like, honestly, if we're being honest, like, yes, I'm good at finance, but a lot of it is because I'm lazy.
Yeah. I love the less admin aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think for me, it's all about transparency. It really encourages honest, open communication. And I mean, money, especially early on when habits are forming, is so important because it's all about supporting each other and, being on the same page. I think a lot of the time people are hesitant to do this because they don't want judgment or they don't want to feel like they're losing control or they don't want to feel like, there's a loss of independence there. And that can be obviously confronting, but we need to work through that.
Vic, I don't know if you have the answer for this, but you did mention it. You go into a marriage with not wanting to divorce, or you're not thinking about divorce, right?
The intention is pure.
Pure, yes. But studies have found 50% of marriages end in divorce. I made it up. But I guess the question is, if you don't have like shared bank accounts and you're keeping money separately and then you divorce, do you have to give up the secret money, or do they find it in those, when they go through it? I don't know if you know that.
They definitely find it.
Okay.
But I think from my perspective, I love the idea of shared finances, but they aren't for everybody, right? Like I have worked with clients who have been, about to retire and they've still got completely separate accounts and they've never shared money before.
Okay, so it can work that way. It can work to keep them separate, and you've seen evidence of this,
Well,
Victoria.
what about you, Victoria?
Yes.
You're married. Do you have a joint bank account? And if you do, when did that happen?
I do have a joint bank account, and it happened when we purchased our home together. So when we finally decided, we're going to purchase a home, it just made a lot more sense because we then had super shared living costs. We had a mortgage, we had bills. I mean, we didn't have a savings account that we had together, but I knew what he was saving and he knew what I was saving. And then when we finally set up our mortgage, honestly, it just made sense to have everything in offset accounts.
Yeah.
So we're let's set this up properly. And now a lot of the way that we work, especially now that we're married, is that all of our money goes into one account together, and we definitely see it as a family amount. It's not his money versus my money. We definitely see it as household income.
Vic, Tom's worried that because he's the main breadwinner that she's going to spend all his money, and she's all but admitted that she's going to do that.
Yes.
So
She did say she'd buy him gifts.
This has a little bit of bearing, but not too much bearing on it. But as a professional, she has come out and said in the courtroom at the moment that she wants to spend his money on things. That's why he's hesitant. Therefore, do you think, in your professional opinion, they should share a bank account or not?
See, I find that quite scary, if I'm being honest. Like, if you were saying, look, I really want to share a bank account because I want to feel as though we're working as a team. I want to feel like we've got easier shared budgeting. I want to be transparent. We've got, beautiful future goals. We want to buy a home or we want to have kids. Like, a joint account can help those things. But if you're trying to get hold of someone's cash to splash, I don't know if I'm that supportive of it.
So you're saying, in your professional opinion, Victoria, in this particular case, they shouldn't share bank accounts?
I think perhaps we need to work on our goals and our values.
Okay, order.
Having a joint account.
Expert witness, Victoria Devine, thank you very much. Also, please, how do you, just as a personal matter, how do you walk back a joint account? Because my wife is going ample on the online spending at the moment. Is that possible to walk it back?
Well, I think we need to just have a chat about shared budgeting. Like, what are we doing? What are we working towards? If we've got really solid future goals and the current spending is not contributing towards that, something's got to give.
We're working towards the iconic is what we're working towards.
I mean, that's a very noble cause.
Victoria Devine, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks, guys.
Trending now with Emma Chow.
Pete Davidson's friends are worried that he's moving too fast with his new girlfriend, Elsie Hewitt. So they've been dating since the beginning of the year. They made their first public appearance together last week, and now they've moved in together. So this is making his friends nervy because he's the king of moving too fast. He proposed to Ariana Grande 2 months after they were dating. The insider said this relationship has moved at warp speed. For them to have already moved in together just a few months into the relationship, it's a lot.
He loves a quick reload, doesn't he?
Yeah, but sometimes when you know, you know.
Well, that's true.
This could be the one.
And he's known a few times. Yeah. Thank you, next.
Sometimes you need to know what not to know in order to know what you do know now.
What do we know now? Because I'm very confused.
That was one of the best things you've ever said on this show. That was really good. And maybe, he's obviously got rid of all the tats. So
he has. He's clean skin now.
Clean skin now. So I don't know why I brought that up. It's got nothing to do with anything.
No, it just shows that you know something.
Yeah. No,
You
actually,
do.
you know what that shows? You can make a decision and you can take it away and change it.
Yes.
That's what he's shown.
You can propose and then you can break up.
Yeah. So what we're learning about Pete Davidson is he can't stick to a decision.
And finally, Salma Hayek is 58 years old and looked absolutely incredible on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She was asked how she prepped for the shoot, and she said she had the best intentions, and then she just kind of left it to the day. Have a listen.
And at the beginning, I said, okay, let's do this. I'm going to work out, but I didn't. As it was getting closer, I started putting weights on my ankles and walking around the house, and I was so stressed out. And once we were doing it, I loved it.
I don't know anybody who does the ankle weight situation. It's odd. It's weird to me. Do you know anybody who does?
No.
Do you know any ankle? I feel like you'd do something.
I
like
don't
that.
do ankle weights, no.
You do an ankle weight. At one point in your life, you'll do ankle weights, I reckon.
Why? What, do I look like the person who would do ankle weights?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you do.
do.
I just feel like because
fine.
you're so busy, because you've got dependents all the
Busy
time.
woman.
You are.
All
Busy
the
woman.
time.
That's who Sabrina Carpenter was singing about.
Yeah.
Emma
Me?
Chow.
Yeah, it is.
Because one day you'll be so busy that you won't be able to do, your gym one day, and you'll be like, I'll just whack some weights on my ankles.
Walk around the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be really sad if I don't even have time to go to the gym once a week.
Yeah.
Well, your kids, you'll have kids, and you'll have kids will have kids.
Yeah.
You'll be a grandmother.
What'll be sad is the day you bring your ankle weights into the studio. Start doing hot laps around the sales office.
Mate, if it makes me as hot as Salma Hayek is at 58, I'll do anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think it's the ankle weights.
No.
Nath, you hate it. I love it. Em, you love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Sydney love it. And that's why we do it. I love a hack. Nath thinks they're very unimpressive.
They have to be really good to impress me. That's not a hack. It's just bull. I'm the hack hater, so I'm sorry that I just want to warn you that there's a very high bar for me.
Can you impress the hack hater. I will slap you, silly young man.
Yeah, 13 10 60 is the number. We'd love for you to give us a call and give us your hack. Because I love it. As I said, Em, you're going to love it, aren't you? Yep.
I love a hack. Who doesn't love a shortcut?
Who doesn't love a shortcut in life?
Cheating the system.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Nate doesn't. It's the only thing he tends to hate in life.
They just annoy
it's a
me.
weird hill to die on, but here he is.
It is. It's the hill that I've chosen, and I am the king of this particular hill. I just don't. I think they annoy me a lot. No, I think they do annoy me a lot. I think people throw the term hack around too loosely these days. They're always in articles, news.com, Daily Mail. They're on the socials. I'm over them, and stop calling anything a hack.
Oh, the best ones are the Kmart hacks. Like how you can make expensive looking furniture from Kmart furniture.
You're just
Just
buying it.
sand it back.
I'm
You
very
stain it a bit.
excited this morning because I've come up with a hack.
Oh, this is
I've
even
invented
worse.
a hack.
Really?
I've invented a hack.
Is this an
yes.
original?
It's a Jimmy OG.
Anytime he invents anything on this show, let alone a hack, it is going to be awful.
So let's just don't jump in too early now.
Okay,
just
I won't jump
just
in.
hear me out.
I'll
Okay? That's
hear-
all I
I'll
ask.
hear
That's
you
all
out.
I ask.
I'm
as your best friend.
I'm so open to this hack.
Good. I know you are, Em, but I'll close him a closed door over there.
It is. The door is
hack
slammed
hater.
shut and locked.
Okay, so now you got to know a bit about Nath to understand this hack. Nath isn't the washer of the Mega Nath household of him and his wife.
Do you mean in all aspect, or do you mean dishwashing specifically?
No, I'm talking washing clothes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Meg's
All right.
putting on loads. Loves
Yeah.
putting on loads.
Or my own body. Don't She sponge baths me.
Oh, no, that's not hot at all.
So it's a lot of washing, right? But I know, there's a bit of animosity there, isn't there, Nath?
Yeah,
Because
there's
it
some
shouldn't
animosity.
be just her job.
No.
You know what
it
I
should
mean?
be a dual,
Well, you-
Should be
position.
a dual position. Yeah.
You're a partnership.
It should be a dual
Two
position.
RF, FRF, you know what I mean? Should be a dual pos. So, Nate, it's putting a strain on their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see that. I
Yeah.
don't like that.
Okay.
You don't like the
I
marital issues in the
I
Roy
want, I
household.
want love to win.
Okay.
I want love
So
to win.
what's get on
And
with it? What's your hack?
So my hack is so that she... Because this is something I discovered, right? Because, again, I don't live with my partner, but on the weekend, she put on a couple of loads. Because she's got clothes on mine. Charlotte's got clothes on mine. She put on a couple of loads. And what I didn't realise was I left a couple of notes in my pockets. Bit of cash money, right? And suddenly, she's shitty because she's like, I'm going to have to do your washing. Meh, 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 meh. It's a great impression. And she pulls out the clothes. And she doesn't see me, right? I'm down the hallway. And I spot that she sees the note. Suddenly, big smile on her face. She pockets the note. She's suddenly okay with doing the washing. So, Nath, what you're going to do is you're going to start just secretly putting a couple of 5s and 10s. You leave them in your pocket. And then when Meg does your washing, she's happy about it. Happy wife, happy life.
That
Hack.
is awful. That's not a hack. You're paying for a service. It's called a dry
It's a
cleaner.
hack.
It exists.
It's a hack.
It's called
There you
paying.
go.
It's called paying for a service.
No,
It's-
that's a sneaky one.
Yeah,
That's a
she's
sneaky
happy.
one.
She's happy about. She's like, oh,
not sneaky
I got
at
a little
all.
5, I got a little 10.
You're paying.
And she goes,
And it
come
seems,
here.
it seems like a nice little surprise.
Yeah,
like,
a little
whoa.
surprise.
It's not a
This,
surprise.
It's another little note.
It's not a
Notey note for
surprise
Meggie
because
Meg.
Yeah, everyone loves finding. I even enjoy finding coins
that-
when
on
I'm
the
like,
road.
yeah,
There's
Awful.
$1.
or in my jacket pocket when I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
Awful.
coin.
Move on. Awful. Move on.
Hacked it.
Not a hack.
So well done.
No.
Have I saved Nate's marriage?
No,
I have.
not a hack.
Handshake for Jimmy.
Paying for a service.
Congratulations, mate.
And another
Done it
example
again.
of a very poor hack that is not a hack. Tiffany. Hello, Tiff.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, Tiff. I hate this segment, though. What's your alleged hack?
Well, when you get a run in your pantyhose or your stockings or whatever and you just have to throw them out because you can't use them anymore, instead of throwing them out, if you cut them up, you can use them as a hair scrunchie.
Oh, that is awful. So you can use your undies in
No,
your hair.
pantyhose.
What the hell's that?
Pantyhose, like your stockings.
Who wears pantyhose anymore?
Everyone wears stockings.
You got yours on today?
Women do.
Yeah.
I put on my partners on the weekend. Actually, it's fun.
Sorry,
there you go. Lolo outside
Yeah,
has hers
Lolo's
on.
wearing them.
Oh, there you go. The team has shown me leg outside. That's nice.
Yeah.
So you're saying you just cut them up and put them in your hair?
No, if you cut them up, you can use them as hair scrunchies. Instead of having to go and buy scrunchies or find a scrunchie, you can just,
How much
use
does a basic scrunchie go for these days, Tiff?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't bought any for
See,
ages
the
because I use
problem,
my
though,
cut-up stockings.
It's not about the price of the scrunchie, though, because I'm like talking scrunchie or like hair tie.
Yeah.
It's someone with long
luscious locks.
And you get me, I'm like, you always look for a hair tie.
Always.
How often do you lose one? And now I've got my pantyhose.
No,
Pop
you
my hair
don't.
up.
Nah.
Yeah.
There's
Go to town.
There's way too much admin in that. You got to cut up your pantyhose, and then you're stuck with all these leftover
But
pantyhose.
if you think about it, you're reusing and recycling. You're not just wasting the garment and throwing
And you're
it
not
in the bin.
wasting them because I usually only do it if one of them has got a hole in them or something, so I'd have to throw them out.
Tick,
So instead
correct.
of throwing them out, I cut it
Tiffany,
up and save
that's
it.
a hack.
Tiffany.
It's a hack.
Can't wait
Not
for
a
the
hack.
next one.
Awful. Maddie, what's your alleged hack?
Hey guys, mine is searching up class action settlements and signing up for them and then claiming micro fortunes.
Okay, because I've gotten emails before, like hounding me, being like, "You could be part of a class action. You could be part of it." And I'm like, delete,
Maddie,
delete.
You've answered your own question here. Micro fortunes. So all the work you're doing to search for class actions, most of the time the payoff is going to be like maybe $8.
Is it really that minimal though?
Yeah, she just called it micro payments. How much? Be honest, Maddie. What's the most you've made on searching one of these things?
And then maybe like $50, $100. It's a side hustle.
$50. $50.
The side
After
hustle.
It's a side hustle. It's a waste of time, not a hack.
I don't know, free money.
Extra though.
Sounds like free money to
That
me.
sounds like free money.
Yeah.
You're also lying
Ding,
and
hack.
pretending that
Wish I
you
had
are
sound
part of it. I can do it for you, but I won't. Liv, what's your alleged hack, Liv? Heard some awful ones this morning.
So if you're
Oh, Liv.
That's how I feel about most hacks, Liv.
Today's Jimmy and Nath Show with Emma are off to grab a bargain. And you can too with Chemist Warehouse. Stock up and save now with the Chemist Warehouse half-price cosmetic sale. Cool, bro.